Now tell me, have you heard about strategic oil reserves?
Can you explain the name Mithila? How did it come or originate?
Your home district is Sitamarhi, which is one of the aspirational districts of India. What is this aspirational district program?
These days, which place is being referred to as Riviera of the Middle East?
Why Muzaffarpur is called the sweet city?
Yes, come in.
Good morning.
Morning. Please be seated. Please give a brief introduction about yourself.
Yes, sir. Sir, I am Raj Krishna Jha. I was born in a small village of northern Bihar called Athri in Sitamarhi district. I did my schooling from Nepal, sir, from Birtamod Jhapa district, and thereafter I joined Langat Singh College for class 12. I did my BTech from Mechanical Engineering from Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology in 2018, where I was a gold medalist, and I also co-authored a book chapter on solar assisted gasification. Thereafter, I joined Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, and I have been serving there since last 6.5 years as assistant manager in Kolhapur City Gas Distribution Project, sir.
How do you like your job profile there in HPCL?
Sir, I'm grateful to HPCL for having providing me opportunity to excel professionally and personally as well, sir. But it was due to my family's financial condition that I joined HPCL. I always wanted to be a civil servant to contribute more holistically towards the development of the nation to achieve more leadership positions, sir.
Okay, Raj Krishna, there are two terms. One is divestment, another is disinvestment. What is the subtle distinction between the two? If you know, then only you should come forward.
Yes, sir. Sir, I am a bit confused. Can I take a try, sir?
Carry on.
So, divestment is not fully, shares are not given fully to the private. Disinvestment, like that was talks of BPCL, sir, is strategically government moves out of the business completely and the shares are given.
Yes, so what is the relationship between ONGC and HPCL? It is a case of divestment or disinvestment?
Sir, there have been arguments, sir, because at the core, government is taking control, sir. The directors are still appointed by the PESB, Public Enterprise Selection Board. So, sir, there is a...
What is your personal opinion? Should there be one CMD for both the organization, or the existing arrangement should continue?
Sir, being from HPCL is too large of a company, sir. I think there should be a CMD.
Don't you think it's a very parochial attitude which you have taken? As because you are working in the HPCL?
There may be a bias on my part, being from HPCL.
Are you aware of the fact that recently a committee has been constituted to look into the whole gamut of issues?
Yes, sir. And to also merge, sir, because MRPL...
And what is the recommendation of the committee? Any idea? It has submitted its recommendation also.
Yes, sir. To have only one chairman, sir.
To have one chairman. Good. Now you tell me, have you heard about the strategic oil reserves?
Yes, sir.
What are these?
Sir, these oil reserves are storage basically in a country in case of situations where there are global situations where a risk are there in the oil supply chain of the country. These strategic oil reserves play an important role to fulfill the energy requirement of the country, sir.
How many of them are there in our country?
Sir, I have read about it, but
are they sufficient compared to global energy demands?
Sir, as I read, sir, based on our energy, because 80% of our energy comes from outside, they are not sufficient, sir, but I cannot recall the quantities.
Any idea what the government of India is doing about it to increase the strategic oil reserve in the country?
2 strategic oil reserves were planned, sir, in the southern states, sir, in Karnataka, if I am not wrong. But, sir, sorry, sir, I cannot recall their names currently, sir.
Tell me, you must be watching the current geopolitical instability, particularly in view of the Ukraine-Russia war. So, how does it impact India's oil security, so to say?
So, the first thing that happened, sir, was after the Ukraine-Russia war was the oil prices shot up, sir. And this directly impacts us. The second would be the supply chain, sir, because as soon as Russia-Ukraine war happened, Europe placed sanctions on Russian oil. But what they did was they started taking the Middle Eastern oil. We didn't have that luxury, sir, being a relatively lesser per capita income country. So we had to search for alternatives, and that is where Russia came into being, sir.
Okay, what is your personal opinion on rupee ruble transaction?
Sir, I welcome it, sir. Because in order to have a more independent foreign policy, sir, say the instance of SWIFT in action that was done by the US, sir, and the Western countries, having rupee ruble agreement with Russia helps certainly in order to have our energy security. We are still procuring defense equipment from Russia. So that also helps in that segment, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Raj Krishna Jha
Sir.
from Sitamarhi.
Sir.
That is Mithila area.
Sir, yes, sir.
So, can you explain the name Mithila? How did it come or originate?
Sir, sorry, sir, I don't know exact, but Mathili language we've had, and based on that, Mithila might have come, but sorry, sir, I can't.
Okay, no problem. So, but can you name some female literatures from Mathili language?
So while we've had informal female female literatures,
Sahityakar.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, I cannot recall them currently.
Okay, no problem. Let us move ahead. A number of persons, they are demanding creation of Mithila state. What is your opinion about this?
Sir, I believe I understand their sentiments when they are asking so that there will be more administrative efficiency and more focus towards Mithila. I still believe division is not the solution. Rather, we already have zones created in Bihar, so that could be more efficient. Maybe, sir, like in Maharashtra, where I live, there are the Vidhan Sabha seats also in Mumbai, also goes to Nagpur. That could be a solution. People coming to our MLAs coming to Darbhanga. That could be a solution, sir. I don't think.
Tell me how a state is created. What are the provisions?
So the Article 2 of the Indian Constitution provides for the Parliament to create the states, and the President's concurrence is provided, and based on that we have.
The particular state which is to be divided doesn't have any role in this?
Sir, the President may refer to the state to give their opinion, but the President can take their own decision on it. So it is not binding.
Also, in recent budget, we do have some development regarding Makhana board,
yes, sir.
Creation of Makhana board. What is its significance?
Sir, there are three significance I believe for the Makhana board. First would be the seeds, sir, improvement in seeds. We have providing research and development towards the seeds. Second would be improvement in the production, sir. Third would be training the farmers, and fourth would be integrating Makhana into the food processing industries supply chain, sir. That could be the benefits of the Makhana board.
So how do you visualize that creation of this Makhana board will also help Mithila area?
Sir, we Madhubani, Darbhanga, Sitamarhi, so these areas are the major producers of Makhana, sir. So yes, this will certainly help create job creation, entrepreneurship, and also help the farmers of this region.
So Raj Krishna, like you have studied geography, and when we go back to history, so geography has played a very important role for the rise of Magadh state.
Yes.
But at the same time, if in the present context, if we try to explain the decline of Bihar or the development in Bihar, geography is also ascribed for that. What is your opinion?
Certainly, sir. Sir, in terms of history, sir, in geography, sir, we were blessed to have Ganga Mata river with us. And
tell me about explain the decline side, not the rise, okay?
Sir, the decline, one could say, sir, first would be, sir, we are a landlocked state. We don't have any access to ports. So that is one, sir. Second would be the mineral resources, sir, after bifurcation of Bihar with Bihar and Jharkhand. That also played a role. Sir, and third would be, sir, I would read it to human geography, sir. We have large population, we have caste issues in Bihar, which is also contributing towards the lesser development of Bihar. I will not say decline, sir, we are developing, but the pace is lesser, sir.
Last question from my side. There are a number of peaks, okay? Peaks,
sir,
all across the world. Can you name some of the highest peaks along with their measurement as such?
Sir, I lived in Nepal, So one would be Mount Everest, sir. Sagarmatha, we call it in Nepal, sir.
What is its height?
8,848 meters, sir.
Okay.
Sir, then we have Mount K2, the second highest mountain in the world.
Is that Kanchenjunga or it's
No, sir,
different from Kanchenjunga?
It is different, sir. Mount K2, sir, it was last I checked around 8,500 meters, sir. Then we also have Mount Kanchenjunga, which is the third highest mount. Sir, I studied in Kanchenjunga English High School.
Okay.
So 8,400 meters or so, sir. Its height is, sir.
Any peak from outside India?
Mount Godwin Austen is a peak, sir. Where,
What is its height?
sorry, sir, I'll not take this. It is around 8,000, but I'll not take it.
Thank you.
Raj Krishna,
Yes, sir.
your home district is Sitamarhi, which is one of the aspirational districts of India. What is this aspirational district program?
Sir, it basically focuses on improving the developmental parameters, and it was devised by Niti Aayog. We have 102 aspirational districts across the country, and the focus is on health, education, and creation of employment opportunities for the people, sir.
Right. As far as per capita income is concerned, Sitamarhi is within the bottom 5 districts of Bihar, right?
Yes, sir.
As an administrator, can you suggest us some of the steps that can be taken to, bring Sitamarhi on the map of, say, maybe decent per capita income districts of India?
Sure, sir. Sir, the first would be literacy, education focus. We have a 55% literacy rate in Sitamarhi, sir. That is very low. So, first would be focusing on the education, focusing on foundational literacy and numeracy, sir. That is lagging. The second would be focusing on entrepreneurship, sir. Sir, recently good news was there that we have reopened Riga sugar factory, sir. So, maybe focusing on that, maybe enhancing sugarcane income from our district, and also generating employment opportunities in that sense, sir. That could be done. And third would be focusing on improvement of health system in the Sitamarhi district. Sadar Aspatal is there, sir. Maybe we could focus more on investing new technologies. Sir, we often go to SKMCH in Muzaffarpur.
Yes.
So instead
Your relation is also with Muzaffarpur. You have studied at Muzaffarpur, right?
Yes, sir.
Langat Singh College, right? This college was recently in news of something to do with UNESCO. So what is the news in last 2-3 years?
Sorry, sir, I cannot.
This college is very old college. So one of its department was in news. The astronomical lab of Langat Singh College. Do you have any idea?
No, sir, I haven't read about that.
Have you seen the building of LS College? You must
Yes,
have
sir.
seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So there is a particular architectural style in which this building is made up of. Can you tell us?
Sir, it is in European style based on my assessment, but sorry, sir, I
It is
cannot.
Indo-Saracenic.
Okay.
You are in HPCL, right?
Sir,
HPCL is one of the Maharatna companies of India.
sir.
So how many Maharatna companies do we have right now?
Sir, last I checked it was 13, and
Which is the latest addition in the Maharatna category?
Oil India Limited was recent.
Oil India Limited or Hindustan Aeronautics Limited? Anyways, what is the criteria for a company to be listed in a Maharatna status?
So, 3 major criteria. First would be annual turnover greater than 25,000 crore, net worth greater than 15,000 crores, and profit should be more than 5,000 crores, sir.
Right. What is difference between turnover and sales?
Sir, annual turnover comprises not only from revenue from sales, but also from revenue from other activities. So, for example, the company that I'm in, we sell natural gas, but we also have income from, say, registrations of new customers. That also we count in the turnover, sir, which do not count in sales.
Fine. We have seen that the rupee is depreciating with respect to dollar in last 2-3 months, right?
Sir.
What is the impact of rupee depreciation on the turnover of your company?
Sir, based on my understanding, sir, it won't have impact on the turnover, but it will have impact on the expenses part, sir. Because the prices of petrol and diesel have remained somewhat constant. On the expenses part, we import most of the oil, crude oil. So, based on that, our expenses would shoot up whenever there is an increase depreciation of rupees, sir.
Right. So, from where you are importing your crude oil?
Sir, HPCL imports from Iraq and also from Russia, sir. It started last year. So, these are the major two.
Is there any ethical angle involved in importing crude oil from Russia?
Sir, I understand the predicament that Russia has been engaged in Ukraine and there have been human rights violations. But for us, considering the energy policy of India, there will be major issues in India itself if we did not import from Russia, sir, because of the crude oil prices that would have shot up like anything, sir. So, catering to the citizens first, sir, should be our approach. However, we sympathize with Russia, with the Ukrainian people and with the rest of the world. World also should understand our consideration.
Fine. My last question to you is that you love watching sci-fi movies, right? Bihar is known to be a conservative society, right?
Yes.
One of the constitutional fundamental duty is to increase scientific temperament of our people, right? Can you tell us some of the steps that can be taken to increase this scientific temperament in the larger masses of Bihar?
Sir, I was watching some movies in US, sir. So there was this, they often talk about, or this TV shows often talk about TV shows, which focused on small science related this. Maybe Doordarshan of Bihar, from Patna, Doordarshan could telecast that, sir. The second would be, sir, focusing on classrooms, sir. Because in classrooms, if at all we could have some scientists from ISRO or some people, some eminent personalities come to our small schools in Bihar villages, so that would create curiosity, sir. And we have ample intelligence, we have ample manpower in Bihar who could contribute, sir, towards the scientific development of the country, sir.
Thank you, Raj.
Thank you, sir.
Raj Krishna,
Sir.
these days, which place is being referred to as Rivera of the Middle East?
Sir, Mr. Donald Trump has said that he would make Gaza the Riviera of the Middle East, sir.
So, don't you think it is a very pragmatic approach considering the situation which is presently in that area and the historical things that have happened in the region?
Sir, I believe that I understand what Marco Rubio and Donald Trump is saying, that the solution has not come. But the solution cannot be from a third country which is in a different continent. Solution should come
so
from...
So that is where the role of arbitrator becomes important. That is when the key participants are not able to arrive at a logical conclusion, someone else will have to intervene. So that is what the United States is trying to do right now.
So arbitrator cannot be appointed by one state, sir. It should be agreed upon by both Israel and Palestinians, sir.
Okay. You have studied mechanical engineering, right? Can you please tell us what is the law of conservation of energy?
Sir, it states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form of energy to the other.
What is the difference between energy and power?
So, power is energy per unit time, sir. And energy basically is the inherent, what you call potential or something that is there in our
can we
body.
quantify energy?
Sir, there have been instances where people have attempted to quantify energy, maybe in terms of kinetic energy, potential energy, thermal energy that people have.
What is conservation of momentum?
Sir, conservation of momentum states that the momentum remains constant.
What is momentum?
So, momentum is mass multiplied by the velocity of a body.
So, momentum is a scalar quantity or a vector quantity?
Sir, since it has velocity in it, sir, I believe as far as I can recall, it's a vector quantity.
So, what is the importance of this belief when, as far as the scientific subjects are concerned? Is there any space for belief in science?
I apologize, sir. Based on my recollection, I am saying that it's
okay. Geography is your optional subject. The latest edition of the economic survey points towards the geographic specific location of industries. What do you understand by this? How geography plays an important role in the location of industries?
Sir, it plays a vital role in place of industries. We have ample models like Weber's least cost theory model which talk about it, sir, where first is the presence of raw materials that are there, sir. So in places like, say, in western part of India, sir, where the raw materials like copper are there, we can find copper industries, copper related industries. So first would be that, sir. Second would be available of other auxiliary resources. Third would be available of ancillary industries. So what we call as agglomeration, sir, in geography.
Do you think that the tourism industry is a little bit of exception to this theory, because we are trying to develop new tourist hotspots and no such logistic availability is there, but we are trying to create these avenues there, and we are trying to develop these areas as new tourist hotspots?
So While I agree that we are trying to, but geography will play a major role, maybe in terms of developing infrastructure and also for developing those tourist places in a way that do not hamper the natural topography and natural way of.
But we are doing it. You take the example of the northeastern states, you take the example of the hill states of Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. We are invariably altering the natural topography of the region in the name of infrastructural development.
So that's where environment impact assessment comes in, and keeping a balance between our developmental needs and the ecological needs. So we have to have a trade-off, sir. We cannot have.
Right. My last question to you, what are the areas of territorial dispute between India and Nepal?
Sir, two measures, sir. One is Kalapani, Lipu Lake and Limpu-Dehara area, sir, and the other is in Bihar, sir, Susta River dispute that we have.
So what is this Limpu-Dehara dispute?
So basically, sir, we have a river called Mahakali, sir, and it has tributaries. So while Nepal considers the eastern part, India considers the eastern part as a boundary, sir, Nepal considers the western part, and there is some ambiguity between the both nations, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Raj Krishna.
Hello, ma'am.
You have done some part of your education from Muzaffarpur.
Ma'am.
Why Muzaffarpur is called the sweet city?
Ma'am, we have Shahi Lychee that is produced majorly in Muzaffarpur, so that is why.
Alright. In one of your answers, you have mentioned about sugar factory, right? Could you please tell me the difference between sugar-free, zero sugar and no added sugar?
Ma'am, I'll have to read upon it.
Not an issue. In one of your answers, you talked about Madhubani, right? Which is the major producing factory of Makhana we have, right? Could you please tell me the specific features of Madhubani paintings?
Ma'am, one would be the use of colors that we have, the geometrical patterns that we have, and the third would be the tales of Hindu deities that we have, ma'am. Also, I would say the use of local materials, this also is there in Madhubani paintings, which make it different from other.
Talking about colors, what are eco-friendly colors?
Ma'am, eco-friendly colors are those which are not produced from, say, refineries or from the petrochemicals, ma'am. They are manufactured using nature, those materials which do not harm the nature. So that is why they are called as.
How can we use these eco-friendly colors in Madhubani paintings? Can we use them?
Ma'am, I believe they are being used in Madhubani paintings. And promoting that would be beneficial. But
all right. Can you please compare Amravati paintings, features of Amravati paintings with Madhubani paintings?
Sorry, ma'am, I cannot recall.
Not an issue. You are from Bihar, right? Could you please tell me the influence of Buddhism and Jainism on the architectural aspect which we see in Bihar?
Ma'am, the first would be the Gaya temples that we have, where both Gaya temples have influence of the Buddha. In terms of second, the Golghar of Patna, if you would see, ma'am, that also has some resemblance, but I'm taking out.
How do they influence the characteristics of society?
The Buddhism and Jainism, ma'am?
Do we still see their influence?
In Bihar, yes. In terms of, say, there are tourist places in Bihar where people often visit, not only Buddhists but Hindus also visit to those places of Bihar. The second would be the talk of non-violence that Buddhism propagates. That is also cited by many. So those two could come to my mind.
Your name is Raj Krishna. Could you please tell me the objectives of Ram Krishna mission?
RK mission was primarily for schools, ma'am, and to improving the primary school education. But sorry, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Raj Krishna, tell me why Makhana is often called as the black diamond. So much so in the union budget also our honorable finance minister referred to Makhana as a black diamond. No idea.
No, sir.
Have you ever seen the cultivation of Makhana in Bihar?
No, sir, I have not
seen. You have not seen. Okay, thank you very much. It was nice talking to you. Your interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Come in.
Thank you, sir.
ये बताओ शूज यही पहन के जा रहे हो तुम?
नहीं सर, it
शूज़ बदलोगे ना? हाँ, तो बदल लेना, शूज़ बदल लेना. When is your interview?
6th of
A
March.
lot of time is there. So how was your, which attempt is this for you?
This was 5th, sir.
And first interview?
First interview.
Okay. How was your experience with us today?
Sir, it was good. I think I have some knowledge lacking that I need to
A lot of
address.
time is there. You see, you are a very interesting person to talk to, isn't it? And you have views also on certain issues, which is very good. So the presence of mind is there. You could think and explain also. So these are the qualities which board will be really lacking in you. So when you go for the interview, make it sure that this interview, or understand now itself that this is the interview not to test your knowledge.
Sure.
This interview is to test your personality, to know you as a person, whether you are a fit candidate to be inducted in the civil services or not.
Sure.
Isn't it? And there are certain characteristics of a bureaucrat or a civil servant. And as because you are already working in one of the PSUs, you must be aware by now that you see personal integrity carries a lot of weight. So personal integrity, you should never ever compromise with your personal ethical values during the time of interview. Meaning thereby that there has to be honesty of purpose in all your statements. Meaning thereby no guesses, no conjectures, isn't it? No surmises, absolutely no. So don't make any guesses. If you don't know, doesn't matter. But without knowing, if you get into an argument, then you will cause more harm to yourself than helping yourself, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that is one thing. Secondly, you have to give very balanced views on certain issues where your opinion is sought and all that. Just weigh pros and cons of alternatives before coming to your point of view. That is it. Third thing is that you try to understand intent of the question. What kind of question has been asked? You should be intelligent enough to quickly analyze what could be the reason for asking this question. Once you have understood it, then you can frame your ideas, collect your thoughts, and then come out with the answers. Never ever, next point, quarrel with board members. You did not do, but don't, if you think that there is where you think that you differ with a board member and then it has taken shape of an argument, be watchful of that. Never ever get into an argument. These are, and your communication skill finally is very good. You could communicate your ideas freely, confidently, not an issue. So you have all the good qualities of becoming a career bureaucrat. Only thing is, it all depends how you have done in geography and interview. I think you will be getting good marks.
Thank you.
Provided you don't compromise with your ethical values. That is very important. What questions will be asked? Nobody under the sun can give you a list of questions. But going by your DAF and all, certain things you should prepare in anticipation. Whether this is asked or not asked, that is immaterial. One is your work profile. And I think you are by and large, you are aware of what is happening and all that. The very first question about ONGC, relationship between ONGC and HPCL, clarity is there in your mind, but collect your thoughts in a much better way so that you are not taken off guard, isn't it? Collect your thoughts very clearly. Don't allow board members to goad you to come to any conclusion and all that. You should come forthright from your side only. That is one. And that will bring you to the larger picture of your oil sector. We have so much of capacity in our own domestic market. We have so much of resources. Why are you still dependent on foreign market for crude oil and all that? Then types of crude, and then our interrelationship, and then there is a free market. Often say there's a free market, that price mechanism is no more relevant, but still government is interfering. Why it is happening like that? So you have to have very balanced views on that, isn't it? That is one thing. And then geopolitical situation, I have already said. So there are certain things related to oil industry, which and that may take you to the larger issue of international geopolitical situation. What is our relationship with America? How much are we importing from America, crude oil and all that? What is the policy of Donald Trump when he says that we should encourage what is the famous line you
Drill,
said?
baby, drill.
Yeah, drill baby drill and all that. You know, we are aware of that. So what is the context and all that? You should be fully aware of that. Number one. Number two, you are a student of you have opted for geography, not a student of geography. You have opted for geography and hailing from Bihar. So the river interlinking is one major issue, isn't it?
Yes.
So both sides of the pros and cons of river interlinking. And Ken Betwa is already been inaugurated, and your Kosi Mechi river is already there in the offing. What are the issues related to Kochi Mechi? And then we have an international, apart from your border disputes with Nepal, we also share a relationship with Nepal on two fronts. One is Beti Roti and another is your annual floods, isn't it?
Yes.
So annual floods, how do they impact? So what is river group, your Adhwara group of rivers? What is why Kosi was used to be called the sorrow of Bihar and all that? Why it is no more relevant? What good works have been done by the state government and the central government to prevent floods and all that? Why it is called meandering river and all those issues, and then your navigation through the Ganges and dolphins in the Ganges. All those questions are relevant for you with a special reference to Bihar, isn't it?
Yes.
And then you have North Bihar, South Bihar, two extreme. One is flood prone, another is drought prone.
Yes.
So some related questions may be asked and all that. Chota Nagpur Plateau and all that, Raj Mahal Hills, those things you should be, as a student of geography, you should be aware of that. Then Mithila is another big issue, and you are from Sitamarhi. Birth of Sita itself is a controversial issue. So how do you think that Sita was born only in Sitamarhi, not in Nepal, isn't it? So give a very balanced opinion and all too. And Mithila, everything of Mithila region, starting from Mithila, Madhubani painting is very important. Separate demand for Mithilanchal and all that, how it is justified, when Maithili was included in the 8th schedule and all that.
Sure.
Why Bhojpuri should not be included in the schedule? Why Maithili only? And those kind of questions generally you should anticipate. Maybe ask, may not be others, is a different issue. If you go look into the mythology of Mithila and the history of Mithila, you will find that there was the importance of Sorat Sabha. You must have heard about that. The group marriages taking place in the region called Sorat, isn't it? Why it has lost its significance? Why it was so important earlier? Somebody who was some bureaucrat who has worked in Bihar and other areas may ask you those pointed questions. If you don't know, don't venture into it. If you know, only then you should. In that context, only the names of women literatures was asked. Okay, you don't know, don't take time in saying, say, sir, sorry, sir, I'm not aware. You took time to say that I don't know. Don't take time. If you know, it's good, because there is no end to acquiring knowledge. So and if you know, it's okay. Because Vidyapati, whenever anybody talks of Maithili culture, Vidyapati's name comes into this thing. What has been his contribution, about his historicity, in which court he was there, and all that. Then Langat Singh College, the importance of who was Mr. Langat Singh, what has been his contribution and all that. And our colleague asked you about a question on UNESCO, this thing, just read about that. Otherwise, Makhana is in news because of the recent announcement only. And whatever in the current budget, emphasis is on Bihar also.
Yes.
So Makhana is one area, Makhana board. Then your Udan scheme, under Udan scheme, new airports are coming. Patna airport is getting revamped and all that. Those questions related to that may be asked from you. Otherwise, you prepare on all this, and geography, anything, what is happening in Los Angeles, you must be aware, isn't it? How floods and drought affect our country on a larger canvas. And the definitions, El Nino, La Nina, that kind of this thing may be asked. Prepare and be honest. That is what my advice to you is. If you stay honest, you will get very good marks, no doubt. So don't venture into an unknown territory. Yes. Okay. All the best from our side. If you then today's this thing, I just forgot to tell you about today's this thing. Aspirational districts. Yeah. Either you know or you don't know. There is a way of saying also. Sir, I don't exactly remember. To the best of my knowledge, it is. 102. You said 102, I believe, isn't it? The fact is 112, not 102.
Okay.
So you could say here you said no, so 100. So means that without verifying the facts, this fellow is in the habit of rattling out figures. That should not be there. Okay. So similarly, I think about the Maharatna, you said the latest is what? Oh, you said?
I remember Oil India, sir,
But you remember wrongly, na?
Yes, sir.
So that is what I am saying. There your presence of mind should work immediately. Your remembrance should be based on some logic and some known facts. It was latest you said Oil India, it is HAL, isn't it? So that kind of confusion, if you create, it will impact your personality. That is my limited point. So wherever you say, sir, if I am not mistaken, if my limited knowledge to the best of my ability, these are the phrases in English. You can always use those phrases freely. And if somebody says, no, tell me it is 12th or 13th or 14th, then says, I am not pretty sure about that. Honesty. Honestly, I have admitted it. Okay. Then your peaks outside India, you mentioned about K2, Godwin Austen. K2 and Godwin Austen, one is the same, isn't it? Or different? Tell me, you are a student of geography. Correct me if I am wrong.
Sir, there are contradicting reports I have.
So why that is my question. Why do you bring in such an element? You can think of some other mountain peak, and this falls in the POK area. Again, another controversial statement, isn't it? Technically, you may be wrong, maybe right, maybe correct, but why to give a controversial statement? Think of just there where presence of mind is required. When you speak, don't immediately respond. Just collect your thoughts and then you speak. You will do give a much better performance. That's all from our side. If you have still any questions to ask, feel free to ask.
Okay, sir, thank you very much, sir.
Sir, all the best to you. All the best. Do well.
Thank you, ma'am.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.